Hello, and welcome to Bonus Action Heroes. Tonight we continue with our Out of the Abyss game. Last session, the party, following some lengthy discussions with Victor, decided that they would accept the audience with the king and proceeded to his hall to meet him. At first, the meeting seemed to go quite well. They talked of all of their brave adventures around the city of Gracklstugh, all the help that they had given to the citizens, undermined a cult looking to overthrow the Duergar, recovered a dragon egg so that they could deal with the unruly Tempershoud. But then the beautiful dwarven consort of the king seemed to get involved in the conversation, and the king told you had 4 hours to leave the city. Malice, sensing something was wrong, cast a spell, calm emotions, to lower tempers and to bring some common sense back to proceedings, and the king seemed to come back to his senses, even if only for a minute. And that minute is now up. The consort of the king has faded into mist and disappeared, and the king is now demanding that you leave his city. With the guards moving in closer, waiting for an order, what would you like to do?
Well, we should leave.
I agree.
Because you have
The
done
guards
so
are
much
still
good
moving in
service, they stood where they are at the moment, and the king is like, because you have done so much good service for my city, I'll let you leave.
Thank you, King. You're very fair and just, and I think we should depart immediately. Apologies for any offence we may have caused in the proceedings.
Okay, can everyone roll initiative, please?
What? But we're being polite and leaving.
Literally about to do a thing. Damn it.
I should have said earlier. Why did I? What the?
I was looking at my spells.
I think I just accidentally revealed everything. Okay. Has everyone in?
Holy shit.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, just ignore the thousands
Just
of
ignore
dice.
Ignore the billion dice that just appeared on the screen.
Okay. Okay, the king is standing. He's not giving the order. He's just effectively gesturing for you to leave. And as this occurs, Serdi, this beautiful kobold, the most beautiful kobold that you have ever seen, materializes behind you and gives you this sweet little smile with lots of little razor sharp teeth. They're all perfect, every single one of them, like beautiful in kobold society. And you just feel this overwhelming sense of love and joy, and maybe a bit of lust as well. And she just beckons and just beckons with a finger towards you, and you find yourself drawn. But that's all she does for now.
Oh, hello.
Ding dong.
Likewise, you would all see this kobold appear next to Serdi. Sev, do you want to do anything?
Where did it appear from? Was it invisible? Would I have noticed?
In your,
Well-
you would recognise this because of your experience moving between the Shadowfell and the material plane. That this creature, whatever it is, has probably travelled to the ethereal plane or another plane of that kind, and has just phased back. That will probably prevent them from doing anything dangerous.
Okay. I'll say, very gracious. Come on, you all heard the king. We should take advantage of his generous offer, and we should leave. And I'll head towards the back of the room, and I will just unsling my bow, as if I'm sort of readjusting my equipment, getting ready for traveling. But I'm ready in an action. If any aggressive actions towards the party, I will try and defend.
Okay. The stone guards begin to bristle. Some of them draw their swords. You see one that has this huge... it's just hard to explain. It's almost like a lance. It's quite long and tall. And it seems to have a blue flame coming from the top of it. And as he looks at you, you just see him and a few of the others all double in size as they enlarge. Indeed, even the king himself will enlarge, double in size. All their equipment seems to grow with them. It's very strange, but again, there is no attack yet. They are waiting for the order. The king doesn't do anything. Who's up next? Serdi.
I'm going to turn to this charming kobold that's appeared and give a flourishing bow. And say, "Oh, who are you, my dear? My name is Serdi Demas, Chief Drake Warden of the Shilmister Forest."
Charmed, my dear. I dreamt I was fated to meet one such as you, and that we would go on adventures all over the Underdark. Is it
Well,
really you?
'Tis I. What can I say? I hear you've heard of me. Shouldn't be
I've been
surprised.
looking for you for centuries, I assure you.
I think I've been looking for you, my dear, too.
Okay. Tink.
Me?
Yeah, you want to do anything?
I will. Yeah, I will throw myself at the king's feet. Oh God, it's really laggy for me. And say, my lord, I implore you, call them off, and I will hopefully touch one of his boots to cast protection from evil and good.
Okay, and which of those are you protecting him from?
From evil.
Just checking. Just checking. Okay.
Let's not put all of the text in there.
It's fine. It's
Got
fine.
it.
I'm just gonna put blessed on there because I don't think there is one for. I think there is one for that, but I will know. Yeah, you cast a spell. It's a bit early to tell but there does seem to be something changes on his expression, his face, his eyes go a little bit wide, as if he's suddenly realizing that something isn't right, that something has been affecting his mind. And he seems indecisive with confusion at the moment.
And that's it
Anything
for my
else?
turn. Except I tried to move, but it's not letting me.
Where do you want to move? You want to? That's you, isn't it?
It's just in front of the king. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good call. Good call. Who is next? Who is next? The guards are bristling. You see another, just doubles in size. The grows. They seem a little bit confused, but they're hesitant to attack without an order. And who is next? Sorry. It is Nick here? No?
Oh, yeah.
It's Malice then. Hazel, you're up.
Yeah, so I don't really know what to do. I don't want to make anything worse, so I think I'm just gonna it's not letting me move my token.
It's not. Where do you want to go to?
I'm just gonna start walking towards Sev.
Probably have to move it on in the initiative order. Eh?
Oh, it doesn't seem to be on you, does it? There you go. Try now.
Thank you. And I think I'm just gonna I don't know, I'm worried about holding a spell because then it's gonna look like I'm being defensive.
It's up to you. If you don't hold a spell, you...
No, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna keep my head down. I'm gonna try and stay out of trouble.
Okay. Okay. Unless Nick's... I don't think Nick's here yet.
No.
So we will go back. It's back to Rodin.
Hello.
Hello.
I think for me, oh shit, I'm on, there we go. I'm going to move to over here. And I would really like to just take another check at this person, but I don't know how I would really go about doing that, because I don't have any suitable spells.
Check them how?
Well, that's the thing. I was looking through my spells to see if I had anything prepared that would let me investigate things further, but I don't. I've only got largely combat things left.
Okay.
So I am just going to carry on moving, I believe. So
Okay.
we'll head, we'll dash next to...
This little kobold is going to take an attack of opportunity as you move past her. That's a 9, so she misses. You just see her take a swing at you and hiss, which looks quite fitting for a kobold. As you step behind, but you are okay. Anything else?
No, I would like to attack her now in retaliation, but I don't have that ability. So, no, I'm fine.
Well, it's still your turn.
Yeah, but I'll have used my action to dash, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
I can't do anything else.
Okay.
I can though, because I was holding an action.
You can, yes.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought they might have let us go. Okay.
It's only the dwarf that the kobold now that is attacking.
I already said it, so I've got to do it.
It's a miss.
Could be
There's a lot of bodies in here, there's a lot of Duergar, and you don't want to hit the wrong person. You don't want to hit Serdi or his Drake. And it just goes wide and a bit too high.
I'll pretend that it was a warning shot, and I did it deliberately, even though I didn't.
Okay.
I'll say, hey, I saw that. We're trying to leave peacefully. You heard the king's command. I urge you all to follow the rules as is your custom and practice. Everybody, move.
Okay, nice. So, Serdi, this beautiful kobold, her scales are like golden coloured and they glisten. Like I say, she's got hundreds of perfectly razor sharp teeth, and she gives you a big smile and just leans in to give you a kiss. Can you please roll a DC 15 Constitution saving throw? Oh. It's 35 points of damage as your life force is just sucked out of you, but there's a 35 reduction in your maximum hit points.
Oh.
Are you alive?
I am. Just.
Was it worth it?
Oh dear. Does he get to make a
Was
check
it worth
again?
it? Did it feel good?
Does he get to make a
Half
check again?
A check again?
Yeah. To
I don't. Oh, I think once he's damaged, the charm wears off. So yeah, he is not charmed any longer. You snap from it, and you realise that this kobold Serdi is not your fated lover across time. It is some evil fiend that has clouded your mind and tricked you. The very things that you seek to hunt has just caught you in its trap. Okay. The guards seem very confused. They are waiting for an order. They make ready. Some of them raise crossbows, but ultimately they're seeing a kobold attacking another kobold, and they are very confused. Sevatar.
Oh, is it me again? Oh, shit.
It is.
Does it still appear as a kobold to me?
It looks like a kobold, yeah, to everybody, yeah.
Um,
Hey, Davey.
And the kiss looked like a normal kiss.
Yeah, other
As
than
as
you
normal
would
as
just
two
see
kobolds
that
kissing can look.
it didn't look great, but you can imagine
What
you
a
just
teeth.
you literally saw life energy coming out of his mouth. It literally drained him. He's looking all withered and sick and struggling to stand now. She clearly did something. He looked close to death, in fact. She clearly did something bad to him.
Do I get the feeling that it's just the king under a charm? Or does it seem like the other
you
guards?
Do. Yeah, you don't. The guards don't seem to be under any kind of spell.
I will try to appeal to their lawful nature and say, look, you've already seen one attempted attack as we're attempting to peacefully leave. There's another, clearly magical in nature, attack on my kobold friend here. You've sworn to uphold the law of your king and the peace of this city. You must see something is amiss here. Protect your king. Protect us.
Okay, give me a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Persuasion.
Or deception, if you prefer. I don't think you're being deceptive.
Neither are great. I don't have very good charisma.
Okay. I mean, the words sound good, but there's something in your delivery.
Yeah.
It's really heartfelt, and those that know you, but maybe it's that difference between those from this realm and yours that just doesn't translate. Perhaps you spoke the wrong words in common. You're not sure. Their reaction, they look like you're trying to trick them.
I'm going to move more as well towards the back.
Not firing or
No.
Okay.
I will ready a shot again. What will be the trigger? It will be another aggressive action towards Serdi or any of the party, but I'll indicate. I'll make it clear that that's what I'm doing. I'm aiming to protect. If you won't protect, I'm saying to the guards and addressing the court, if you're not going to protect us, I will have to protect myself. I'm asking for your help. I know I failed the test, but I'm doing it overtly now. I'm preparing.
Yeah. Okay. This is weird combat with no one doing anything. It's interesting. It's 30.
So, with her attacking me, snapping out of the effects, do I recognise what she is before I take my turn? Would I what she is?
Give me a... What would it be for you? Yeah, give me an insight check, I'll say, unless you have an ability that lets you...
I get, for favoured enemy, I get advantage on intelligence to track and discover my favoured enemy, which are fiends and infernals, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you... Yeah, roll with advantage then. I mean, your investigation is not very good. I'll let you roll nature. I know it's not nature, but for you would... If you're educated in the ways, you're pretty certain that this is some kind of fiend, soul-sucking fiend, probably a succubus.
So I will, leaning on my ukulele, look at her, and go, and sort of realization comes across my face, and I go, "You fiend! Sylvanus, I'm fooled! Forgive me!" And I'll charge forward and start shoving the other kobold back as an attack.
Okay, go for it.
In the pit. In the pit.
Yeah.
So
it's a melee attack.
I think it's a strength check. It's a sharp, the shove attack, I think.
I can't remember. Shoving a creature, you make a special melee attack. You make a strength, athletics check contested, or dexterity, acrobatics.
Okay, so the 19 on my athletics.
Okay. That's a 13. Okay. Well, you can either knock her prone or push it 5 feet.
Push her 5 feet towards the pit.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the same with my second attack.
Yep.
Cross my fingers.
Davey's like, in the pit, in the pit.
Attempted to push her in the pit, so I'll be sort of...
I like it. I love it. Yep. Oh, it's another 5 feet. Yep, she kind of brushes off the wall a little bit. She's right on the edge. One more push and she would go.
Can I get Ambrose to come to the side and shove the brother in?
I'll allow it. Yeah, I'll allow it.
I can't move him. I don't know why. Can you put him there?
Yeah, it's because it's not technically his turn yet.
Okay.
Can you move him now?
Yeah, there you go. Have him push her into the pit. whichever way would be the way to barge her in.
Well, here is where there's a lack of wall. It's walled around here, but you can basically...
okay.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
you
okay.
move to the side.
They keep both moving it. There we go. And he'll make a athletics roll. $21.
Yeah, she falls, stumbles back, and hits the lava. I've got to look up what lava damage is now. It's pretty bad. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. 6d10.
And you see Serdi just, with that effort, he just drops to his knees, sort of leaning on his liquor and panting. He's so exhausted.
Aren't they immune to fire damage? I guess not.
No, only resistant. As you see her drop and she stumbles back, this little kobold, and as she splats into the lava, any mere mortal would be absolutely obliterated by this, but weirdly, she doesn't seem to be burning up as much as you would expect, but she is in there and she's screaming with anger. And you just hear in your mind, Serdi, you just hear this voice. I'm coming to finish you, little kobold. Anything else?
That's all for me.
Okay. The other guards will... This one will move forward in front of the king, and you feel, Tink, this red-hot lance being held to you on the floor. But there is restraint. You see the king. These are heroes. I was under the enchantment of this beast. Kill her. And that is all he says. You see the...
Point at the right her.
Yeah, he does.
Whoa!
He points at the creature as she falls into the lava.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not that mean. I don't think Rain is here, so we'll skip on to Malice. What would you like to do? I mean, you'll see a number of guards sort of fade in that were invisible. Some of them are enlarged. Some of them are not. They will all start to appear and start loading crossbows.
I've heard the king, and the king is pro us at the moment, so we need to make sure that she doesn't get her claws back into him. So I'll attack her, and I will guiding bolt.
Okay, go for it.
12.
That's unfortunately a miss.
Um,
It's close, but as she drops into as she's dropped into the lava, there's a bit of a height difference, and it just misses.
there's nothing else I can do.
No.
That's it. I will just keep walking. Oh, ah. Back towards Seb
Okay.
and skirting around any of the guards.
Sure. They don't seem to be looking at you as if you're enemies. They were uncertain before, but now they don't seem to be. Rodin. It's
Hello.
your time to shine.
Well, I seem to have a lovely new feature I was wondering if I'm able to use.
Yeah.
Called psionic feedback.
You all have wonderful features that you may be able to use if you look on your character sheet. And for Serdi, it's on Ambrose.
Well, given the situation, I'm going to move slightly closer to this person. I have to declare I want to use psionic feedback first, so I'll do that. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shadow Blade. Which it didn't. Oh, there it goes. And I'm going to utilize the ability of that to just throw this weird ethereal blade of shadow at this strange screaming kobold that is just flopping around in the. Presumably, because we're at lava, it's not advantage because it's bright light. Presumably,
it's not.
It's a natural one.
Bright light. This is not sunlight. Natural light. No. Unfortunately, that misses.
It's a mighty miss.
So sorry, but you still need to roll your psionic feedback damage. I'm afraid. No, you don't. I'm kidding.
Well, it doesn't affect me.
It does. You need to read it carefully.
Oh dear.
But luckily, you missed.
Such
Anything else? Anything else?
Oh.
You just
yeah, I have just seen that part now where I will take equal damage. No, it's a free action to return, or at the end of my turn, the Shadow Blade returns to my hand.
Yes.
So I will just recall that and end the turn.
Well, if that was a bonus action, oh yeah, you threw it. Did you throw it as a bonus action, or?
No, you cast it as a bonus action, and then you throw it as the action. And then at the conclusion of your turn, it just comes back to you if you throw it.
Okay. Fair enough.
There's concentration for many different users of weapon or throw. Nox got it in the other campaign. It's really nice little spell.
It's a beautiful spell. So I will apply the concentrating effect.
Okay. You see the kobold shift shape as it warps and twists. It becomes taller, sort of purple skin, weirdly flaming red hair, these huge leathery bat wings, and she just takes off straight up. About 30 feet up in the air, which is about as high as the ceiling is in here. She's just below the ceiling. And she will start to fly away.
Get a turn that round.
Sorry?
I didn't get a turn that round.
You didn't?
I was held on. Someone approached me.
Oh, sorry. Go for it. Do your turn. Do your turn.
Can I
first.
shoot her before she flies away, please?
Yes, of course. We'll say that she's flown. She's flown where she was flying, and you can take your turn now. Apologies. I don't know why it missed you. Yes.
I remember this being a nice conversation last time I was here. And I joined in for 5 minutes of the session. It was just
It was.
There's a lot of death. A lot of people fighting.
And we behaved.
We did.
You did mostly.
Mostly? Entirely?
It's complete gentleman.
Yeah.
You made out with a randomer next to a pool of lava.
Made out with a kobold succubus. Okay.
Ugh.
When it caught.
So what? So you've got 2 hits, right? Two hits. So you need to roll damage twice, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it more than one? Isn't it more than 1d10 at level 5?
No, it's just that it's 2 hits, isn't it?
I thought Eldritch Blast went up.
I think you just have more than one of them. You just have 2 of them. It's like 2 separate attacks.
Oh, okay.
Total of 9.
And that is force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you strike her as she begins to fly away. You strike her in the back. You see her begin to look a little bit panicked now. I'll show you some of what she looks like. She's
Ding dong.
Yeah. She's wearing sexy clothes from the 80s, it seems.
That's what
Well,
I
you're
expect.
going to be easy to hit if you look like that.
Impervious armor.
Ah, yes, video
Reason-
game logic.
For some reason, we keep hitting her armored bra. Nothing else.
It's always the way. It's always the way.
Stop aiming for the bra.
Okay, the Duergar will start popping off crossbow bolts at her. I'm gonna just roll those separately from you guys just to speed things up, and I'll take some damage off if they hit. But Sev, you're up.
Are we noticing this one at the back of the room still? Can we see that one?
Which one?
Next to the king?
No, that must just be a glitch. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
I'll delete that one.
Okay, I'll just pop an arrow off at the only enemy I can see. Just a standard attack, though. Unfortunately, this time.
That's a hit.
And we do 9 points of damage.
Nice. Yeah, the arrow seems to... It sticks, but it's not as piercing as you would normally expect. The skin is like nothing else that you've got before. But you definitely hurt her. Anything else?
I will. Yeah, I'll keep some distance.
Okay. Do you want to hide or section hide?
No, I'll stay. Thanks.
Okay. Surdy. Your legs are weak.
Yeah, and
Head is pounding.
I'll look up as she's flying away and seeing her back, and I won't get up from my knees, but I'll just spit acid at her back.
Okay.
Failing at forge it. Found it at the moment. So yeah, dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw. What's your
14 DC 4. It should have come up on the chat, I think. Oh,
save? Unfortunately,
that's
is it half damage or?
No,
is
no,
it
it's a cantrip.
cantrip? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, she senses it coming and sort of swoops in the air, just drops slightly, and the acid flies over her head. Anything else?
No, that's it. The Ambrose will just come and sit next to me and kind of nuzzle up to me, and I'll put my hand on top of his head, and just my head drops. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, he looks pretty bad. The one that stood behind you, Tink, with the flaming lance, will sort of thunder forward. You can hear his huge footsteps, and he will not be able to reach, unfortunately. Tink, it's your actual go this time, on the right turn.
High in the air, is she?
About 30 feet, she's just below the ceiling.
I too will go 30 feet in the air just to show off.
Okay.
And I will throw chaos spells at her.
Okay.
How's she looking?
She's looking injured.
She's looking hot.
Looks like Steve.
Oh.
You can't trust some people.
Blood running down her brow, her bosom heaving.
Yes. She's lightly oiled.
I can't actually see that from where I am, but my imagination's filling in the blanks.
Oh no. I'm sometimes glad I can't visualize. I'm really sorry. That's a critical miss. Anything else?
Sorry, just checking whether this is a bonus action.
No, don't be sorry. It's fine.
Yeah, for the sake of doing it, I will. With that actual scream that I did, as Tink also does, and as she does that, she projects this image of a spectral dwarf in the air who takes on the scream, and I will take on my form of dread.
Nice.
And that will just give me some temporary hit points.
Okay. Nice.
Cool.
The Deep King will, he sort of looks up at Tink flying above, sees her flying. And you will just see him say, "Citizens of Gracklstugh, this demonic influence must not stand. Those who protect the city will be rewarded, and you can all now add a d4 to any attack roll or saving throw you make from now on."
Sweet.
Which is pretty much all he's going to do. Who's next? Rain.
Okay. Has Rain made a move so far in combat?
No.
No. She did. Did she take a turn last time?
No. We
just
haven't done anything because it was kind of like not quite combat. You got here just in time.
Okay.
Really.
All right. Okay. I was just looking for what weapon she would have out. Right. Is everyone a bad guy that I don't know? Are we trying to kill everyone? Are we trying to escape?
No, just Flying Lady. We don't like Flying Lady. Everyone else doesn't like Flying Lady.
Okay, so
apart from her.
It was uncertain
so
for a while which way it would go, but it seems to have, they now Tink cast something on the king. He seems to have came to his senses, and he has ordered the guards to help kill this.
So just her, just this person.
Just her, yeah.
Okay.
I was quite prepared for it to go fighting everybody, but.
All right, and she's
up. Diplomats.
She's 30 feet up in the air, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
It's a lot more straightforward than my usual turns. What do I have? We've not taken a long rest, have we?
No, I don't think anyone's taken a long rest.
Hit
That
this.
would be smart.
It's the end of a very, very, very long day. I think is probably the best way to describe it.
Okay, I've got a thing. Rain's gonna move. Actually, only 25 feet because she's a Duergar. And then how far away is she? 45 and 30 feet up in the air. I'm not going to triangulate this, but it's more than.
Fine.
But it's. I've got something that's 60 feet.
That's fine. I'm not going to
She's up in
start doing Pythagoras and stuff. As tin as it is.
Okay.
As much as I know the stream would love it.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with the fact that I can't be bothered.
Second level spell slot, because that's the only thing I have for catapult.
Okay.
And what is she going to catapult? Does everyone have? Does anyone near me have like an object on them, like in the Duergar, like something like a wrench or something like that?
There's all sorts. Yeah, there's shields. There's all sorts of things. There's an anvil, like a ceremonial anvil. There is like stone lanterns which seem to hold a magical light. There's plenty of things. So yeah.
I would know not to throw the ceremonial anvil because I am a Duergar and I've lived in the city. I would throw one of the useless like lamps or whatever's there. I'm just killing time until this reloads, because it's reloading.
Okay.
It's getting
you can't blame me for saying there's an anvil. You know, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Yes, Davey math. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't used Pythagoras for about 20 years, so.
All right. I am back, so let's do this.
Let's do it. Catapult. I love catapult.
Yeah, it's great. Second level. There we go. Right. Yeah. So saving throw. Dex.
Okay. Is it dexterity?
Yes.
16 saving
It's
throw.
on, yeah, it's on the right. 14. Oh, excellent. And it's gonna
Fail.
be.
It's a fail.
That's a low of the 8 there.
Go for it.
18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. Well, not for her. You see, there's a Duergar who's sort of has got a shield, but it's not really holding on to it, and you just see it fly out of their hand and just clatter into the back of her. It's a good solid hit.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't look as hurt by it as you would expect, but
Okay.
it does cause her to drop 15 feet in the air as she sort of loses her stability with her wings. You hit her right in the back and she drops about 15 feet, so she's a lot closer to the ground there now, and you can see her looking at the lava, not wanting to fall in there.
Can we say it makes a comedy frying pan clang sound?
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. I wish I had a button with that on now. I really do, but sadly I don't.
How can it? She's not wearing armor.
No. Well, she's wearing fantasy lady armor, but she is badly injured now. She's beyond blooded, so she's looking bad. Do you get anything else?
Still, defender's going to move my way, but not attack because there's no one on the ground that I hate.
Yeah.
No, okay. We're all friends in the crowd.
They're all friendly-ish. Yeah, no one seems to be arresting you or recognizing you at the moment.
It's my turn then.
Excellent. Good turn. Malice.
Another guiding bolt.
Okay. Come on. Luck's got a hold this time.
Don't say that. So was it a D4 to attack?
D4. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that as well. Oh, you didn't roll to attack, did you, Nick? Sorry. Yeah.
14?
It's just enough.
Oh, thank fuck. I would have cried.
Oh.
That's 14 radiant damage and
Radiant
advantage
damage.
for the next person. I'm gonna run away because I'm a cleric.
She takes all of that. She takes all of that. Who's up next?
Hello.
Hello, Drodin. Have you properly read your ability now, because it does damage you too?
I have.
Just like read it very carefully, because I'm a git.
I have, and it's quite delightful. So I'm going to use it again.
Oh god.
Oh, it's going to be so much worse. Don't worry. And then I'm going to use its feature so that I can spend a hit dice to upgrade the damage to a D6.
I told you he'll do it. He's just going to keep doing this and commit
He's gonna get a
suicide.
crit now.
and then I'm
Give him a means of killing himself.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use magic missile.
What is he doing?
Killing himself.
Allows his killing himself.
Yeah, he's killing himself.
I'll be fine. I have enough health to survive.
Do you?
This specific one, yes. So I will do this, and then that, and there you go. That's a whole 17 damage, and I take 10.
10. And that is force damage. 17.
Force and psychic.
Okay, how much is psychic? 10. Okay.
10.
Is that a Mad Mercer design class feature?
It's a Matt Wilkinson designed.
Matt Wilkinson.
That was like
following
literally
it.
designed it for Jim. Because I knew he would kill himself with it.
Mad Mercer likes this kind of design mentality.
I love it.
In
That's
the
really cool.
Blood Hunter.
It's that kind of thing. Yeah, basically he can add a D4 once per turn to a spell, but he will take that damage as well. So your nose will
Nice.
start to bleed as you get the feedback from the sonics that you're not
Nice.
very skilled in using. But yeah, if he does it on a fireball or something, it's going to be really bad.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah, if you hit
And I
lots
have-
of people, you take all of it. But she's not quite down. She's so close. She's
You
so
bitch.
close. She's literally. Well, I'm going to have her fall another 10 feet actually. So she's like 5 feet off the ground now. And it is her go. And she will use her action and fade to mist and disappear into the ethereal plane. She's gone.
Gone out.
She's gonna come back and kill us in our sleep.
You will, yeah, you wait for a few minutes. You expect her to reappear perhaps, but she was so close to death. She knew it. She knew that you had her. She doesn't return.
Sevatar, can't you chase her?
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
Yeah, me too. I was just checking my character sheet. Don't think so. Not yet, anyway.
Darn it.
Maybe at level 13 I might have a chance.
You're so just, I did forget to say at the start of the game, so all of you should have something that's a bit unique to your character now, that's kind of on top of, it's just based on your backgrounds that you submitted. So Steve, yours is under consumables. In your inventory. Sturdy, you have something, it's under Ambrose, and it's a spell. It's called I'm not going to say what it's called. We can save it for later. I think you've also got something, Malice. I think I've updated your tool, Rain. And Tink, you've already got yours. So I think everyone's got something that should be a little bit unique. Some of them are a little bit. I kind of like push your luck mechanics, which is why I've given Jim something where he can effectively add damage as long as he takes it. So it's sacrificial. You're effectively taking hits, but you've all got something different, and we will evolve them over time. That's the kind of plan anyway. And I think yours, Nick, you can use it as both a tool and a weapon.
Nice.
So you'll have 2 entries, but it's 1 item.
Nice. Like it.
So yeah. So it dies down. The guards, they're on edge for quite a while. You're waiting for her to reappear, but she does not reappear. She is gone. But the king seems different now. More present, sharper. Is she dead?
I don't believe so.
Do you have any people who are skilled with the arcane who can ensure you're not charmed by her again?
I will have to speak with the clerics of Ladiger and see if they can do something. I do not. Can't
Malice
believe
and I
I was.
can explain to them what we did to help.
That would be good. I think, in simple terms, I will give orders that any strange women that come into my life will be carefully vetted in future.
In the meantime, the stone giants might be able to help you to some degree. They seem quite wise and clued into such things.
Yes, indeed, you are correct. I am good friends with the stone speaker. I will speak with them. I will have them summoned here. You have done a great service, and I am thankful that you did not escalate this. See how close I came. You can all stand down now. At ease, please. And all of the guards sort of relax, sheath their weapons, finally realise it's over.
I'm just glad that we could be of service, mighty king. I knew something was afoot. I'm glad to have been vindicated, but not so glad that I found you in the position that we found you in, and I'm glad that we could avert it.
Little kobold, you look sick. Here, sit, and he'll actually move away from his throne and offer you a seat.
I will. Thank you, mighty king. I won't sit on the throne, I'll sit at the foot of it.
As you turn
This
around
is
to
not-
sit on the foot of the throne, you see Malice fucking eyeballing you from the other end of the cavern. You know you're in for some shit.
Stink eye.
Please, all of you, come close.
I would love to, but your man is blocking the bridge.
Yeah, he's a bit big. He's friendly. You can move through him.
You have to go round.
I'm wondering we all go that way. I'm so tired. My brain is scramblies.
Is there anything you would ask of me? You have recovered our egg. You have thwarted the Darrow uprising, prevented a demonic incursion. Who knows what else? Is there anything you need?
Don't suppose you know how you could make a boat walk on land, do you?
Not really, sorry. That's a weird question. I didn't see you get hit.
I may have melted my own brain.
I do not speak for my companions on this, my mighty king, but I would ask that you keep your eyes open and your subjects do the same for similar threats. That there is more abroad, I feel, than just what's happened here, and I think we all need to be vigilant. If you hear of any other such incursions, I would appreciate it if you could find a way to tell me about it. I've travelled a long way to investigate these things, and
Where do you travel to next?
I'm not sure. I'll follow my nose as I did to find my way here and hope that I'm fortunate enough to find it takes me to the right place to help.
Well, I would like to extend to you all title in the city of Gracklstugh. You are all, as far as I am concerned, considered heroes and citizens of this fair city. And the Duergar lady, where is she? There. If you do not already have a home, then I offer you a home.
Nice.
A fine home.
Bow
You do
deeply
us a great honour.
Well, any of your business from this moment forth will be considered the business of the city of Gracklstugh, and therefore, as is applicable under our laws, you may treat all costs as tax deductible, I believe is the phrase. So you receive 25% reduction in the price of all goods here.
25%.
I shall decree it.
I
Thanks
like.
to one of the guards who goes off and gets a bit harsh. Starts
I
writing
do
on it.
I do have a personal question for you. I don't know how you like to be addressed. Your grace, my liege, whatever. Don't really tend to do the posturing for nobles. But I was curious, as a moon dancer for Eliestre, it's been a job of mine to get people to the surface to escape drow, so they can lead more positive lives. I was wondering if you'd be willing to share information about an exit to the surface, either within Gracklstugh or nearby.
We do have information of a number of exits to the surface. The one in my city, I'm afraid, we do not share with outsiders, even such esteemed ones as yourselves. But I do know that there is a route from Blingdenstone to the surface. One is available there, and they also have, it is rumored, or they had, a teleportation circle. It is expensive to use, but
I'm rather aware of the teleportation circle in Blingdenstone.
oh, I see. And I also believe that the Myconids of Neverlight Grove indeed have routes to the surface, although they choose not to use them. We have made deals a few times for excursions.
He will take out his spell book and note that in one of the back pages, saying Neverlight Grove has a surface route. Thank you very much. It was helpful information that you shared.
Thank you for your service to my city. Maybe we can have a time of peace for the foreseeable future, at least.
My liege, I was wondering if the honours that you bestow on us, does that include shipping rights and not exactly trade, but if we were to find or require the need to move anything that might be of a questionable matter, would we be able to obviously fill out some paperwork and would that be allowed?
As long as you complete the proper paperwork, you are citizens, and you may trade from the city. You are not restricted to the foreign quarter any longer. I will have my emblem delivered to you before you leave. As long as you wear that, you will be given free reign across all of the city. You are, as far as I am concerned, you are Duergar. Except for really secret stuff.
I wouldn't dream of doing such a thing.
Anything else that anyone needs?
No, not for me, mighty king. You have honored me enough already. I do feel I need a rest, so I beg forgiveness and permission to leave for myself. I'll begin to make my way out.
Please, yes, of course. And to be clear, you do not have to leave the city in 4 hours. You may stay as long as you wish.
We actually were going to, but now that we have a home, I would quite like to see it.
Say.
1 second. And you will see one of the guards has got a piece of parchment which the king will look at. And he will sign at the bottom, and he will just give it back to the guard. What are all of your names? I wish to know them. Speak them, and the guard will write them down.
I'm Rain.
Rain. I have not seen you before. What is it you do in this city?
Just currently looking for a way to leave. But I used to live here. I was an apprentice. I make things.
Yeah, well, you are free to leave if you wish it. I am sad to lose one as skilled as you.
It's been. I've had a good go here. You've taught me loads, but I think it's time to expand.
I understand. Work takes us where it takes us, right? And your work perhaps is elsewhere.
I hope so.
And the others, so Rain, and the guard will write. You'll see them write the name down.
My name is Malice Mortium.
Malice, okay. And you are, I assume you are not affiliated with Benzobaranzan, but are you, just out of interest?
No real affiliations.
And this other drow gentleman that is with you?
I have a few confidentiality concerns I would like to question first. Primarily, is this going to be public knowledge? Will anybody be able to access the information and find our names on them?
This is a decree.
Okay, true.
So yes. Are you a criminal?
According to Benzo Brand.
You wish to be excluded then?
Would a pseudonym be acceptable?
Legally, no. Unless you change your name.
Well, I've grown rather accustomed to Druid Vorgoth, so we'll continue to use that for the time being.
Very well. I mean, this will be placed in parts of the city that is not accessible to outsiders, so you should be relatively safe. You know, nod to the person who will write your name down. And the others, the elf and the fae and the kobold.
Your Grace, I'm Jago Savitar.
Where do you have from, friend?
No one place in particular. I'm a wanderer, traveller. I call nowhere home, perhaps until now, thanks to your generous offer.
You are most welcome. Thank you for your service. And finally, but my two little friends here, your names.
I'm Serdi Demas, Mighty King of Shilmister Forest on the surface.
You are very skilled. I have not met many kobolds as brave or as strong as you. I hope we cross paths again.
It would be my deepest honor, Mighty King.
Honor is mine. And last but not least, my diminutive friend. We do not get many of your kind of people here. You're a rare creature to us.
This whole time she'll have had her sort of brow crease in thought and like, legally? I suppose I should be down as Orphane. But call me Tink, please.
Okay. Do you want me to put both on? We'll put it in quotes, like Tink. Or is it the other way around?
How about Captain Tink Orphane?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. I didn't know you were a captain. That's interesting. I'm surprised.
Do I need to be official, like on our ship? If part of the giving us gifts is I can officially be a captain, that would be lovely.
Yes, and you can officiate weddings, I understand, and all sorts of things. Yes, Captain Orphane, Tink Orphane. Yes, that's fine. Thank you, my friend. All of you. Thank you again. I will ensure that a copy of this decree is delivered to your ship this day, and the other will go up outside the hall where you'll see all of the laws that we pass, although I think I need to review them. I suspect there may be a few weird ones up there.
There was
So
a
if
lot
there-
going on in the tunnels. You should probably talk to Captain Blackstugh as soon as you can.
Very well, I'll have her summoned this evening. We will discuss matters. So, if there is nothing else...
Very helpful to us.
Sorry?
I just think, and I'm sure that you're aware of this, but considering that whoever that was doesn't seem to have perished, I'm somewhat concerned about their return and what guise it might take. Would it at all be possible if they do return and we're not in Gracklstugh at that point, would you be able to send word to us, just so that we know and are prepared upon our return?
Yes, I will. I'm sure I can get the message to you. I will speak with the clerics, the keepers of the flame, and I will have them bolster the defenses for fiends and such. It seems we have a problem.
Yes, for your safety and ours.
Yes, I will ensure you're kept informed of any developments. I mean, tell me, is this problem confined to my city, or is there... Where did you come from before here? I think Black Skull said you came from some Kuatoa village.
Oh.
Sloobladoob.
Which did also seem to be having signs of fiendish activity. Was that a fiend? And I'll look at the others.
Yes, it was, Malice.
It was
Did Lee's
much
got
bigger than the lady.
Concerning. I will summon my council and we will make plans. But any information you have, I will appreciate you sharing with me, and I will share what I can with you.
It's an honor to be an honorary Duergar, and an honor to be able to call Gracklstugh home. And we would be, I think, pleased to be of assistance again if you should need it.
Thank you. Well, I know you're capable, so if there is nothing else, I would like to rest now.
Of course, thank
for
you.
your leave.
Okay. The
To
guards
our
will
new gaff.
step aside. Yeah. Where would you like to go?
Very curious to see this ship of yours. Didn't
Sleep.
Malice say she was keen on seeing the house we've been given?
Which is closest to the ship or the house?
Wait, you don't know where the house is yet. That's not been allocated, so you don't know yet.
Then to the ship.
For a sleep, if possible.
Yeah.
Nice long rest.
Yeah, you. Okay, you head back to the ship. Exhausted, blooded. Serdi looks bad. Really, really, really bad. The Yasva is in dock. It's looking cleaner. Some of the outer timber has been sort of repaired and painted. It looks a lot nicer. The sails have been sewn up. There's less holes in them. It's looking good.
Show me my boy. back from the tailor's.
Still. Yeah. So you will, as you head to the ship and you begin to walk up the gangplank, you do see Derendil leaning on the side of the ship, keeping watch. And you're used to just seeing this huge 8-foot shaggy creature, but now he seems to have trimmed the fur around his face and chest, so he's now got a big beard, and he's wearing like quite a wide-shouldered pirate coat with a massive belt, huge sleeves, and he's got a sort of 4-pointed hat, which is quite large, that he is wearing on his head. He looks quite dapper now.
I will lower my ridiculously large hat with a flourish and say, "Well, hello, sir. I am looking for a quaggoth like yourself, but nowhere near as handsome and well dressed."
Oh, Tink, you flatter me. You really do. This is wonderful. I've not bought fine clothes for a while. I had to sit with them for several hours because they don't do embellishment here unless you pay extra. But I feel wonderful. But you don't all look so good. Drodin looks pretty terrible. And what happened?
Oh, sir, he looks awful, doesn't he?
He really does.
Never felt so bone tired. It's like no energy at all.
Love will do that to you, Serdy.
Have you found love? Yes, that will. Definitely will.
So will stupidity.
And stupidity, yes. Lots of things, in fact. But we've got some food on, so it's only a stew, I'm afraid, but fish stew. But yeah, please. You look like you need the rest, so in you come.
Indeed, I've never been on a ship of this size before. It's astounding.
Yeah, it's quite a beautiful ship. It's I've just realised that the stream can't see, can they?
I will give Serdy the tour. This is where we keep our haunted doll. This is where we keep the topsy and turvy when it's their time of the month. This is where we all sleep.
I only understood the sleep bit, I'm afraid, Tink. And possibly because I'm tired.
So we came across this doll that we thought we threw overboard, but it came back and it tried to kill us all. So it's now in this box. Topsy and Turvy are were-rats. I think that's common knowledge. Am I allowed to say that, or is that too personal?
I think it's fine in here. I'm not sure they want you telling everybody.
I think the people on the boat should know.
Yes. Well, you don't want to get bitten.
Safety concern.
Yes.
And you'll notice that Malice still has like a scar that goes down her neck.
Yeah, it looks like something with quite large teeth, quite large blunt teeth, has bitten her and then dragged down.
I've never met a were-rat before. What is it? Some sort of large rodent?
Yes.
Well, they kind of changed due to some surface-based thing. I think it's to do with the moon or whatnot, so it's hard to tell down here. But yeah, most of the time they're fine.
They're just rats that grow when the moon comes up or something.
No, they're gnomes that change into big rat people.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. But I think on the 3 days where they can't help it, they're not very friendly. So,
well.
Yes.
This is Malice and Drodin's adoptive child. It's as weird as it sounds.
And Malice will kind of pat Stool forward and be like, "Come on, introduce yourself."
Yeah, you will see this little. You will see this little mushroom creature. He's quite cute, I suppose. A bit weird looking, but kind of cute. He will sort of waddle forward. He's quite short. He's probably even shorter than you. He's probably only 1.5, 2 foot tall at maximum. And he'll sort of stagger up to you.
Hi, I'm Stool.
Well, hello, Stool. I'm charmed. I'm Serdi.
Have you been killing people with malice?
Well, yes. Too many, I think. I have to say, it's very tiring.
Yeah. Well, if you need my help, I've been learning to shiv things, so I'm quite happy to help.
Oh, goodness. Okay. If I need anything shivved, I will be sure to tell you. This
Do you
is
want some
Ambrose.
soup?
Oh, soup. Lovely. Thank you. Ambrose, please don't eat Stool. He has a penchant for mushrooms, I'm afraid.
Better not eat me, I'll shiv him.
Exactly.
On the inside.
And Stool will wander off and head towards an area with a stove.
I'm not sure how we get to below deck, but I assume I'll open a hatch and go, and this is where we keep the dead body of Drodin's ex-girlfriend and the dwarf that is sort of inside me.
If you just walk onto the ladder, it should take you there, actually.
Sort of look to Derendil and say, are all ships like this?
How do you mean? I mean, this ship was made by fish people, so it does smell a little saltier than normal, but
I mean, with
yes, pretty much.
places where you store dead bodies and murder mushrooms and haunted dolls and rats that turn into gnomes.
Do you know what? Now you say it, it sounds a bit weird.
Well, precisely.
50% of that is Malice.
Yeah, I never really thought about it. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Well, I suppose it's the spice of life, they say. Don't you know?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I know they seem a bit odd, but they have saved my life and saved others' lives, and we got this ship. I think we have a good chance of getting back to the surface, or at least I hope they'll help me get there at some point. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Well, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I came from there, so I have a lot to do down here, but if all fails, I can certainly welcome to join it back to the surface if I can find my way back there.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Jim's doing a tour of the ship because it's got 3 floors, and I can see him like running around. I think I might have selected his token as the stream, so he's on top deck now. He's been in the bottom. He's
wandering off in a safe environment, Jim can wander off on his own as much as his heart desires.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to use that as a segue into looking at the bodies with Malice, but I'm guessing she's not back. No.
Do we want to take a 5-minute break? About halfway through?
Yeah.
Yeah, the top is just grab a drink and stuff.
Sure.
Okay, 5 minutes. Yeah, I agree, Davey. The top deck view's wicked. So if we come back at 8:45, which is 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Splendid.
And we can come back to when Hazel's back, and Jim can keep running all around the ship.
I am back. Sorry, I'm dealing with crappy internet.
Yeah, it's just break time, so we're just gonna have a couple of minutes break, just to grab a drink and
Yeah.
stretch the legs and stuff. And then I think Tink wants to talk to the bodies or something. Which Darren will be like, that's weird as well, isn't it? I never thought about that either. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm just going to sit here and eat shortbread.
Fair enough. You can entertain the stream. Say hello to Davey.
Yeah, this is too much responsibility.
I would say that I would share the responsibility, but there's a good chance that I'm going to get kicked out of Discord and OBS at this rate. I brought kitchen knives today.
Yay.
This is the most terrifying
I
out of
think I
context thing you
scared-
could say.
Look, you know me. I will just tell you whatever has made me happy today. I brought kitchen knives. I won't get to use them for a month or two, but I brought knives. And just for the stream, that is not just generally having knives. They are kitchen knives. They are for kitchens, because I will have a kitchen that currently has no knives. So,
What kind of knives do you get?
I just went. It's like a Denby set, so it's not overly fancy. Like it's not Damascus steel or anything.
Yeah.
But they look quite cool. They seem good quality. They feel nice. The only issue is I have tiny hands, so most proper knife sets
Yeah.
aren't quite made for me.
Yeah, especially like the like Asian ones, like because the Japanese style ones, I'm not sure it's the same one they use in other parts of Asia, but yeah, they're massive. They have massive handles.
Yeah.
Behind them, but I've tried that last when I last bought knives. I bought that set. Just I thought I can be douchey and different, but they're quite uncomfortable to use for me. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, it's finding the right one. So we'll see how
Oh.
we get on with these ones. Jim shouted, I'm not sure what at.
Apparently there's two of me.
Where?
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to delete one of them. Which floor are you on?
Oh no.
Stop moving. Yeah, one's enough.
Oh,
Oh,
rude.
I don't know how you managed that. It's all that dashing in and out. It's probably duplicated you.
For some reason, I couldn't open the door I was trapped in for the room that Irvi is in. So I dropped another one. And then a second later, I could suddenly open the door. So I just had two. So I sent one to the top deck, and then my game got confused, and I was moving them both at the same time.
Okay. Fair play. Oh, thanks for that. I just thought we don't often take breaks, and it's probably a good idea.
Oh. Hello, Irvi. Welcome back.
I always forget about you, John.
Should have played the theme tune.
Oh, what in the break? I never thought of that.
No, so they had to listen to me buying kitchen knives.
I think it's Davey's in, so sorry, Davey.
Davey's
Kitchen
listened
knives.
to weirder conversations.
He probably has. How's your day going, mate? Are you all right? What's it like over there at the moment? We're just starting to get spring, so it's quite nice. A bit wet though. Okay, it looks like everyone's back. So we shall pick back up. What would you like to do?
I'm not sure I have a token.
Yeah, my screen's black suddenly.
Yeah, I'm the same.
You've all moved to above deck, and your tokens are below deck. Also,
Why
there's
did
two
we move to
things.
above deck?
I think someone
I
just
think
activated the
Matt
top
was
deck.
trying to
Goodbye.
fix Jim's wandering.
You can't
Yeah,
fix that.
you can't fix that. It's not fixable. Jim will wander. It's his nature. Has everyone got a token now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. You're on board the Yasva, which you did name out of meanness, I think. You can hear the gentle creaking of the word as the lake laps outside. It's been a long day. The city is closing. A lot of the businesses are closing. The sound of hammers and forges die down. You just have the peace of the ship. Stool and Derendil have made a quite a nice fish stew. What would you like to do?
Should we? Tink, Jordan, you both had questions for our guests downstairs. Do we want to deal with
If
this
you're able.
now, or do you want some time to collect your thoughts?
I would quite like to speak to her. Ever since I found out that I can be rid of her isn't quite the right word. Be myself. Just myself. I would like to know what that feels like. So yes, if I could just have I don't know how it works, so have a conversation with her body before I let her go.
Well, I currently can't check because I can't find the crystal in my inventory. It was there. It's not there now. Like it was there last week. Is it still in there? Have we got a...
I'll re-add it. I can't see it, but
I found it in the group thing, so I can
okay.
just use it from there for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, should we head downstairs?
Droden, are you coming?
Yes, I will be coming along.
Thank you for the tour, Tink, but if you don't mind, I'd quite like to retire now. Do you mind if Derendil found me somewhere to curl up?
Yeah, of course.
I shall see you after a rest. Thank you. I'll head off.
Don't let Ambrose into my bed.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Ambrose would sleep with me.
I appreciate my bed is Ambrose's size, so I didn't want him.
Ambrose, do you hear? Stay with me tonight, thank you.
It's the little shoebox at the end of Derendil's bed.
It's pretty much, yeah. It's pretty small. It may be slightly bigger than a shoebox, but not much.
Derendil has very big shoes.
If that is true, actually, maybe it is his shoebox. Yeah. You go to bed in a bunk, Serdi. Wow, 30C. Wow, that is hot. Nowhere near that here. Sorry. You head down to the storage deck. And indeed, the bodies of Winifred and Yasva are in boxes. They are marked as such. What would you like to do?
Which of you would like to go first?
I think feel free to take the lead.
Yeah, I have my questions ready. So, let me get this right. I'm talking. Her soul's in me. So, what I'm doing is talking to.
The remains and what the remains can remember from a more
Right.
physical existence. So I would try not to get too philosophic.
Do the remains know they're dead?
I don't believe it matters much to them. The remains, life to a body without the soul, it's just electricity courses through them and that it acts in a certain way. So I wouldn't worry too much about feelings. If that is what you are concerned about.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm ready.
Okay. Remember, just 5 questions.
Mhm.
They may be brief answers. Just be careful not to respond with a question that you do not actually intend. Okay.
You take off the lid and you see inside teenage girl, dwarf, blonde hair. She's quite pretty. She looks at rest. There's a slight blue glow about her from the spell that was cast to stop her from deteriorating further.
So I'll put my weird skull mask on. I'll take out this short sword length crystal and kind of mutter over the body. Just trying to find a version of the spell that I can put in the chat so we can see exactly what it does.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You get 5 questions.
Yeah.
So you would know as a cleric that you're not speaking to the soul. In this case, you're kind of speaking to the body. You cast the spell.
Sit up.
Like in the film.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You see the eyes open and they seem to be glowing with this white energy, golden white energy. But there's no other movement. The body is completely still except for these lights.
I think she's ready.
Hello. What would you like us to do with your corpse?
You again. You see nothing move. The light in the eyes flickers slightly, but there's no movement. The mouth does not move. You just hear this whispered voice, sort of, cremate my ashes, forge them into a sword, and leave them with my family.
Quite useful, thank you. Did you follow a particular god?
You just hear this again. There's no movement. There's no sign of life. There's just this empty whispered voice. Sharindla. And Tink, as you ask that question, you get this image in your mind. No one else sees it. It is just you. You see this. She looks like a dwarf, but she's sort of floating in the air. She's holding the moon in her hand There's starlight and flowers dancing in the air, and she is. You just get this overwhelming sense of love.
Malice, do you? No, I'll just do this first. Okay. Do you have any messages you would like me to pass on to your mum or to anyone, that you loved?
I'm sorry, Mum. You told me not to visit the drow statues. You did everything to save me. I love you. And the gardener, Ethorin, my pendant. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
And at the word pendant, you, again, just you, Tink, in your mind, you see this little gold pendant with a glass front and this perfectly preserved flower inside it.
When you were back in Gauntlegrim, did you have a favourite place?
The eyes seem to flicker for a second. And you almost think you just see the corner of the mouth. Just, you could be imagining it, but like just the hint of a smile. The hidden tunnel northeast that leads to Neverwinter. They keep the flowers blooming even in the snow.
And what do you remember about the people that killed you?
Again, as you're starting to ask the second question, it's like someone's showing you this scene, this beautiful picture of this little gazebo on a raised platform in a garden, snow everywhere, but somehow flowers are blooming there too. And you asked the second question, the next question. Sorry, what was it?
What do you remember about the people that killed you?
Bulbous body, 8 legs. Body of an elf. Pierced with many arrows. Poison burned me.
That's 5.
As the light drains from the eyes, they just close gently. The hint of the smile drops away, and Tink, your vision fades for a second, and you see a dwarf, similar looking to the body in front of you, but her hair is kind of red, almost pink, and she is sat in a ship, just sort of sleeping, exhausted, worry across her face. You can hear the water outside, and you see the body of Winifred lying next to her. And then that view fades, and you see another face, and you don't recognize this one. There's no... this dwarf, young, probably like 14, 15. He's got a short beard, he's smiling, fur collar in amongst the trees in the snow. And then that view fades, and you see this one's like a dream. This one's not real. It looks like the same boy, but he's older. His beard is longer, his middle is wider, and the young blonde girl, and they're dancing in amongst the snow with flowers. And then you watch as they dance and they gradually age. His beard goes grey. Her hair, blonde, starts to go grey. And then eventually there is a little child, a daughter with dark hair. And then that fades too, and you see an old version of the boy, but he's dancing with the daughter. And all the while, even though the place is covered in snow, you see flowers and blossoms on the trees. And then the vision just fades.
If you look at Tink, she'll have tears streaming down her eyes, and at some point, once the light's faded, she'll put her hands to her face and sort of look at them, but incredulously.
Death is an emotional time, and I feel that this is a connection that you may not have experienced before. Are you okay, Tink?
Your face appears to be leaking.
I haven't done this before. This is strange. I don't. It's like like she's crying. She was so young. But this is the
Death
right thing, right? She needs to move on.
Death is not about age. Not everyone is meant to live a long and healthy life. She is past, she is gone. It is natural, it is normal, and the best thing that we can do is respect her wishes. You've asked the questions that you needed to, and I can do some research and make sure that her wishes are respected in the best way possible.
Thank you.
This is
Thank
not
you,
your
Rose.
fault.
I know.
And she will do so much good for the world, even in this state.
You see the pendant that you saw in your mind. You catch a glint of a gold chain on her neck.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what?
I'll take that off.
Yeah.
Thank you, Winnie. I will, for want of a better word, miss your spirit. And I let her go.
Okay. You feel something shift inside, something mechanical, and then you feel her presence sort of drift away. And there is still that lingering sense of love. It's so intense. You've never experienced anything like it. And it just slowly fades.
I'm gonna go to bed, if that's okay with you both. I need to
You need
Yeah.
to check on Darringdale and make sure that Stall isn't killing anyone. As a good captain would.
Yeah, I'll go do that. Thanks, Malice.
Rest well, Tink.
Okay.
Jordan, are you prepared?
I would like to say no,
We
but
can do this some other time. We've just witnessed something that may, for some people, be a very emotional experience.
no, this needs to happen. It's
Okay.
not something
Do
I
you
can
have your
just
question?
sit on. I do.
Okay. And I'll go through the same process. Do it at the head of the table next to the head of the corpse. Crystal out. Whatever ritual it is that I need to do. So there'll be some muttering, some weirdness. Still wearing the skull mask.
Yeah, you see this again. It's hard to tell with elves. She's probably 120 years old, but she looks in human years like she's 22. She's got long white hair, sort of pale grey skin, and she is a little. She looks more dead than Winifred did, but she looks peaceful, and she has that light blue glow, the spell protecting her.
Well, my first question is, do you know what happened to you?
Nothing.
Presumably not, then.
You need to be very precise with your questions.
In your service as a moon dancer, did you ever trade slaves, people you were trying to help?
Nothing.
Why did you choose me to become a moon dancer?
Nothing. Eyes don't open. Nothing.
I don't feel any kind of connection to this corpse like I might have to the previous one. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have worked in this instance. I'm not quite sure why. I can investigate it and
It'll have to be something for another time. I'll have to
maybe.
sit with my questions for some time longer.
We can try again tomorrow.
You definitely felt the power come through the crystal and into the body, but something's not working as you would expect. I mean, you look at her body, and she looks quite peaceful, Drodin. And you think back on meeting her and your life with her, and you find it so hard to believe that she would ever have been involved in something nefarious. But for whatever reason, her body is not speaking through the magic.
Just going to close the lid of her little impromptu casket. And thank you for trying, Malice. And Jordan will just start kind of like sullenly clopping up the stairs.
And Malice will stay below, and before she goes to bed, she would like to spend some time inspecting the body and just trying to understand why this didn't work.
Okay, do you want to roll religion for me, or arcana? You choose.
14.
Okay. This is a rare occurrence, and you're only surmising, so it might not be correct. You're struggling to remember your lessons. But perhaps, well, one thing that comes to mind is she is not dead from all reports, so that might give you some hope as to why it's not working. But it could also be that her soul was removed from her body before she died. So the magic is not that she was dead but alive for a time, so there is nothing to recall.
Okay.
One gives hope and the other destroys it. It's hard to say which is true.
Once I've spent some time considering all that, I'll go back upstairs and into bed.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything before sleep?
Rain will walk into the room at some point and ask everyone to explain why they're talking to dead people and what we're going to do next, because she's too tired to remember any of it.
Who is talking to who when you walk in, Rain?
It could be at any point. I guess the gist of it is what the connection of these discussions is to the plot. Funny. I've missed some parts. I think something's happened while I was away. Yeah.
So you'd be aware of through Victor that Tink is not
Yes,
solely
I've got.
Tink.
Yeah, I've got things.
And
Yeah, so
the whole
Tink
Drogon thing still eludes me.
Yasva was his girlfriend, not even for a very long time, but the same Victor did to her what he did to me. Essentially, he put her soul into a hook horror.
Okay.
Or so you're told, yeah.
Okay. And we're looking for a way to remove that soul from inside you.
Yeah, well, Tink had spoke to Victor and found a way to let the soul go, which is why she wanted to talk to the body.
I had the dwarf soul.
with dead.
I didn't have anything to do with Yasva.
With the drow, yeah, you were just trying to find out what she wanted you to
Just
do
trying
with
to do
her.
the right thing.
Yeah, before you released her soul, effectively. So, yeah, so she asked the questions, but she was seeing things because the soul was attached to her. Speak with Dead doesn't normally do that, obviously.
Okay.
But it didn't work on the drow. Okay, long rest then. You will not be disturbed, I promise. I made you not rest for a very long time, so sorry.
For initiative.
You bastard.
Yeah. Succubus time.
What happens to my max hit points, Matt? Do they recover or
they return? Yeah, after a long rest, they return to normal. Yeah, wouldn't you have like 11 hit points or something if I made that permanent?
8 hit points.
Oh, wow.
8 max hit points. I was currently on 7.
I was really worried that might have killed you, if I'm honest, because it had potential to. I think it had potential to kill anybody.
Never say never.
Never say never.
If anyone can do it, you can, Jim. I've got faith in you.
I wasn't even entirely listening. I can do what?
Kill yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that sounds for anyone who's just joined the stream and just
in game, in character.
Kill yourself.
Believe in you.
We believe
you
in
can
you.
Do it. We really should put up some kind of
disclaimer.
Yeah. We love you. We care about you. We want you all to get the support that you need. if you need it. I am not the person to give this advice.
Neither am I. In the morning, Droden will probably walk out of his little room with Irvi hanging off the side of his face, having resummoned them. So, what is our plan for today? Are we going to go and investigate this new home we've been given, or are we going straight to the abandoned tomb?
Tomb, then have a light growth. Tink doesn't say it with that level of happiness, sorry.
She seems happy this morning.
Yay, the tomb! We're going to the tomb! We're going to the tomb!
Yeah, sure. Tomb then, I guess. Unless anybody really wants to visit the house first. There's nothing we need to do there, I don't think, is there?
Matt, have you made a map?
I haven't made a map for the house, no.
Then I don't want to go.
No, we don't need to go
Yes,
there.
what's the point?
No,
That's-
I now want to go.
You haven't got the deeds yet, so you can't go. I don't know where it is.
Likely story.
They have to find one. Yeah, they have to find one, turf someone out, decorate it.
Can we call it Skull Troll Manor?
Yep.
If you want to.
I've had to re-import to fix my infusions, Matt, but I think I might have changed my ad, so apologies for that.
Yeah, no worries. I've got them saved.
I mean, while we make our way, I feel like I do sort of have to ask everyone. You got some idea of my reasons down here? I mean, I've been fairly open that I'm looking into some sort of infernal or rather incursion down here. That's what brought me down. I'm hunting, but why you? I mean, what are you all doing? I mean, what's your aim?
Surviving.
Just survival? I mean, so do you trade on this ship or what?
We
Run.
make to eventually.
But so far it has been running, hiding, and fighting.
Seems fair. I mean, Derrindon last night expressed some wish to return to the surface, and I certainly will be once my job down here is complete. But I assume that you all won't. And it's not. Forgive me, but you all, with the exception of perhaps Tink, seem to be at home in this part of the world.
Well, obviously, I'm here to. I was here to find on a journey of self-discovery, and now it's a very literal find the pieces of my soul. And on the way, we're going to take our friends home that were also unlawfully imprisoned. And I don't think the Drow know where home is because they're not proper Drow. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Tink's gone London.
I thought Tink was always London.
She was very well spoken up until now.
Do you know what I mean?
In it.
Your roots are showing, darling. Okay. Bits of you.
Victor says that my soul went boom, and now it's all over the Underdark.
Wow.
So if you ever think I'm really cold or mean, that's because I'm empty inside. Literally.
I love the way you say stuff like that.
I think you're selling yourself a bit short there, Tink.
I haven't made you swap the decks yet.
I have magic.
I haven't made you prestidigitate the decks yet.
There you go.
Fantasia dancing mops.
All the unseen servants.
So we're roaming the Underdark looking for the rest of Tink's soul. What about you, Malice, after you've returned Stool home, then? Did I hear that that's what you wanted to do? You said something about going to Neverlight Grove.
Again, I just wish to survive. I said there's no real greater purpose.
How liberating.
I would barely call it that.
No. Leave you open to whatever the world may throw at you.
Stand of Adventures is, well, Malice, certainly. Maybe Drodin. I don't know what your deal is, Sevatar, and Rain has sort of exiled themselves from Gauntlgrim. All of these people don't have a home, but I think apparently they're going to realise that home is the friends that they made along the way.
TM.
I technically do have a home. It's just that it might be either currently occupied or rubble.
And I'm yet to meet any real friends.
Burn.
I didn't even hear what that was.
It was a burn. It was a big burn.
I will trust
Burned you all.
Yeah, it wasn't aimed at Drodin, it was just in general.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
And I'm yet to find any real friends.
Oh. Well, we're friends, Malice.
You might think of Malice that way. Malice doesn't yet really think of you like that way. Other than Stool. Like, Stool is the closest, but Stool is too dependent on her, so there's a level of responsibility that freaks her out a little bit.
It's been quite pleasant travelling with all of you. I think it is quite nice to have. I know Malice apparently doesn't consider many of us friends, but I find it quite refreshing to have what I would call friends, at least, who I can safely assume aren't going to stab me in the back to progress.
Well, here. Well said, that man. I would look out for that mushroom, though, when it comes to backstabbing.
Backshiving.
Pink did introduce Stool to you as mine and Malice's adopted mushroom child. And I have been trying to teach him to read and write recently. So I'm trying to curtail his enthusiasm for stabbing.
Everyone needs a hobby, I suppose, but it does seem fairly incongruous. He's quite a cute little thing.
He would make a fantastic assassin for that very reason.
True. A very devious mind, sir.
And if your hobby is killing fiends, then we keep seeming to bump into them, so...
Well, this does seem, if your aim is to roam the Underdark looking for things of various types,
In our friend's home.
that's very much my aim here too, so, I mean, we could help each other out, I suppose. That's Did you find me helpful?
Bit of a warning. There's always a possibility the ship might explode from something I do. But the possibility is never zero. But it's close to zero, but it's never an absolute zero. So,
How
Just
you?
be aware that if you break it, you will have to replace it.
That includes the ship as a whole.
what
Oh.
about the people?
Also, the people.
I can
How
make
you
another
getting-
ship, can't make people yet.
How are you getting on with my arm, by the way?
Yes, I'll get right on that once I've had a proper sleep. Otherwise, it might end up looking like a frog.
Yes, that would not be preferable. So, whilst we're having such a lovely conversation, is there anything discreetly secretive that any of us should know about? Is anyone
I'm not
keeping...
sure you understand the idea of secretive.
Have a bit of a kink for very long beards.
That's not quite what I intended, but it's a good thing I can't grow a beard, I suppose.
Okay. What are you referring to?
I don't know if there was anything in particular in everyone's personal histories that might be relevant, or we might have to keep an eye out for.
Are you saying, is there anything that we're still keeping to ourselves that, if we left it to come out at a later date, might cause trust issues between us as a group?
Yes.
Not that I'm aware of, but then how would we grow and develop as a crew?
Well, I do have one to share, which was why I was inquiring.
Oh, go ahead.
Some of you may have noticed when we were asking, or being given our decree from the Gracklstugh king. I didn't actually catch his name. I asked if names had to, for legal reasons, we had to use our real names rather than pseudonyms. And when he allowed me to pick a fake name, I stayed with the one I've been using. But my name isn't actually Jordan Volgoth.
Ooh. What is it?
It's Neristran Zolaret.
Bless you.
Trojan's easier, stick with that.
Yeah, I'm not.
I can see why
no.
you changed it.
Yeah,
Seriously.
if my parents named me that, I'd change it too.
Most people usually call me Naris, but I do quite enjoy Jordan. But my concern when we were locked in a cell together primarily was the Zolaran part of my name.
Does that ring a
Right.
bell with Sev?
Also, is Eldith here?
Well, Eldith is apparently stood right next to me on the deck, so presumably she'd be like, "Oh, okay."
You can roll a history check, Steve. Sorry, I was eating chocolate orange.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
No, the DM like, oh, they're up here. I can just have a snack.
No, he's never heard of it.
I feel like Alice could probably risk a history check as well,
Yeah,
being the
let's do
drow.
a history check.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Eldith doesn't seem to react.
I'm not very good at history. I'm
Well,
really
there's
bad at
me.
history. I don't care about the drow. I don't care about our history.
Well,
actually, both Sev and Malice will both be like, "It's not a drow house that I know."
well, the original name for Gauntlgrim, I suppose not the original name, but the drow name for it was Kuzoliron,
Gauntlet Grim.
Yes, where I lived for most of my life.
You're one of them drow bastards that took our city, then, are you?
Well, not me specifically.
I gave you benefit of the doubt as well. Can't believe it.
She says, eating chocolate orange.
Have you got any of them to
No.
share, Eldith?
Yeah, I do. But not with him.
Pass it
Everyone
round.
else can have some. Everyone else can have some. There you go.
Malice will take one and is still just staring at Jodie like, what gives? Like, who cares? Get to the point, kind of thing.
What a strange tree this must grow on. It's this chocolate orange.
I only grow in Underdark.
Oh, I'm surprised I've not seen it.
Yes, as you
I'm really sorry that Jim's trying to have a very serious conversation. Taking the piss.
Sorry, Jim.
It's okay.
Aye, what Jordan's getting
fun
at
now.
What Jordan's getting at is people took my city, where I am from, and held it for quite a few decades until we took it back, kicked the bastards out. Is that clear enough for everyone?
Ooh. I mean,
That
did
was
you
out
do
there.
it, Drodin? Were you there, Drodin?
No, I was transferred from Menzo Branson sometime later.
But your name is linked to the name of that city.
Yes, it is also one of the larger drow houses of Menzo Branson.
So would you say that you are a member of the drow nobility that may have been involved in something?
Yeah, I suppose that is the most accurate statement, yes.
And this affects us how?
Well, people in Gauntlet Grim, should they become fully aware of my ties to my house, wouldn't exactly be particularly thrilled to see me, and nor would anybody from Menzo Branson, really, after my incarceration with you all.
Well, I don't think anyone from Menzel Branson will be happy to see any of us. However, with Gauntlet Grim, have you yourself personally done something to harm the city?
No, I just simply lived there whilst the drow occupied it.
Have you yourself personally done anything to make amends with the city?
No. I returned to Menzo Branson 5 years or so before it was retaken.
Well, it is simple. If we have to go to Gauntlet Grim, then you must make amends.
I don't know how willing they would be to agree to that from a drow.
Do you feel you still have any sort of claim to it?
Well, I lived there for almost 100, more or less 100 years. I do still own property there.
No, you don't. You don't own anything there. You stole it from us and we took it back. So don't get into your head that you own anything there, because you don't. Bloody usurper.
This is part of the reason why I wanted to discuss it now, because if it came out at a later date, Eldith's attitude might have been worse, and there might have been a city to posture against us to some degree.
So, I mean, up until this point, nobody knew your name. Let's keep it that way. Don't tell anybody again. And maybe even let's try and avoid Gauntlet Grim, if we can.
I need to go there, and that's where Eldith's from, so we do need to take it there eventually.
And
yeah, you can drop her off on the outskirts.
Well, I would like to see if any of my personal belongings are still at my home.
When was the last time you were there?
5 years ago.
You don't think anybody's moved in and redecorated? And...
Last I heard, they hadn't reclaimed the entirety of the city yet. Some of it was still abandoned or desiccated.
Full of bloody monsters from your lot. Yeah, aye.
It must be something important if you'd want to risk going back there for it. It's not just cookware or a nice overcoat.
Oh, well, that's something for me to discuss at a later date, I suppose.
Never underestimate the value of a good overcoat.
You started this, Drodin.
I did lose my last overcoat protecting the stall.
You wanted to get things out in the open. Don't hold short now. What is it you want?
Well, I largely would like to feel like I could potentially go home, or at least get some closure on the fact that I am effectively homeless, now that I am wanted in Menzo Branson.
You've just been given a home.
Gracklstugh.
And pretty much everyone else here is in some way effectively homeless.
So,
Aldith will look a little bit guilty at you saying that, but she won't say anything.
I think it applies to me and you, Malice. I think if we ignore the home we've been given in Gracklstugh, Tink may have a home, she's just not sure where it is at present. Serdi knows where he's from and he can go back at any time. Jago, I presume, can return to his place of origin. Should he like to. We're taking Stool and Eldith back to their respective homes. It's only really the two of us that don't have a place.
Why would you ignore Gracklstugh?
Because we've only just been given it. We don't have any particular ties there other than we
Except
have the city.
for all of the work that we have put in and the fact that they are willing to accept us. Are you... Gordon, I did not think that you would be one to look down on such a gesture.
It's not that I'm looking down at it. It's more being pragmatic about I don't know how long that will last before I lose that place as well.
But
we live long enough that we will see our homes crumble around us if we are to stay in them.
What you're suggesting is you want to turn away a safe home because it may go at some point in the future for some unknown reason and chase down a home that you know is gone and has been gone for 5 years at least, where the entire city is against you and you're wanted. That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's sentimentality, Servitor.
It's living in the past.
But how would you practically make that work? Even if you got there and you found that your home was empty, you would tend to live there?
It depends on how receptive the dwarves there are.
Well, I think you know the answer to that question already.
That's what I can hope.
Aye, well, maybe I spoke too harshly, Rodin. I know that King Bruno has, I don't know, a drow friend. Duergar, I think his name is. He's a famous hero on the surface. He's done many great things.
I'm familiar with Duergar, where a lot of my family is now.
Well, I'm sorry, but your home is not your home anymore. But I'm not gonna, you know, you've all done good things down here, and maybe King Bruno would see it that you could live there if we can get there.
If
See,
not,
I'm a
there
bit
is.
sensitive. My father and my grandfather and my grandmother were killed when Grim was taken, so it is a wound and it still hurts. So I find it very hard to deal with drow in my home, but I know from you that not all drow are necessarily bad.
I'm sorry for your loss,
Bit
Elders.
prone. Alright, well, I'm sorry about your ex-girlfriend or whatever she was to you.
It's irrelevant, really. We spent a few months together and parted ways. Never really thought much about it after that.
And yet we have a ship named after her.
I strongly opposed you naming a ship after her. You did it regardless.
It's me, and as captain, I will accept requests to rename the ship in light of some information we have since received.
Yes, I was strongly opposed to naming the ship the Yasva in the first place because we weren't that close after the fact. And also, it's just rather awkward.
If you weren't that... I'm sorry if this is a personal question, but if you weren't that close, why were you so hurt about the thought that she maybe... Well, you seemed very hurt with those questions that you were pondering.
I have effectively built my entire life around trying to help people and get them to the surface, to try and provide people with better lives. And she was the one who put me on that path. So to find out that she was a slave trader after I had done all of that and effectively been seen as a criminal, I've effectively been lost my ties to my family, my home in Menzoberrands, and I've had everything taken away from me by someone who was effectively lying for their own gain. And I can't help but be concerned that if I was sending people along the route she told me about, she might have been snatching the people I were trying to help. I'm not exactly thrilled with the potential idea that I may have inadvertently sent people into slavery.
How did you lose
so you
everything?
think she might be the one? Sorry.
No,
I was just going to say, so you think it was her that crashed you up, got you in trouble, got you put in prison in Valkenveldt then?
I never even considered that option before.
Oh, sorry. Would you like some chocolate orange?
I'm not a fan of... I love orange and I love chocolate, but I'm not a big fan of the combination. But thank you.
Sorry, Sev.
Controversial opinion that you've revealed in this
I'll
whole
have your...
conversation.
No, I was going to ask.
Feel... No, you go, because
I was going to ask how you lost everything. I thought you were saying it was because you were dealing in slavery, but it was because you were caught actually freeing slaves, not
yes.
dealing in slavery. Okay, understood.
Don't feel bad if you were duped by her, Drodin. I think any of us would be. She was proper fit.
Ah, she is fit for a drow.
Well, her
Fit for
corpse still is.
anything. not what I meant.
Well, a pretty face can turn the best of us, can't it?
Well, if it turns out she was dealing in slaves, she may be going overboard.
Speaking of which, could we please cremate my...
Winfred.
Her name... Winifred, yeah.
Yep, on it.
And
quick.
keep the bits, the ashes, because she wanted to
Wait,
be a
bits.
sword.
We'll have it forged into a sword. Don't worry. I did some research last night on which god was it?
Sharindla.
Drindler. There we go.
Sharindla. Yeah.
Oh,
did you want to do a check on that? Did you want some more
if I
information?
could, please.
You can. Sharindla is, in fact, Aldous would probably know, is a dwarven goddess. She is a goddess of courtship, dancing, fertility, healing, mercy, and love, and sometimes the moon.
All the good things.
All the good things, yeah.
So we can. I can, if you wish, perform the suitable rites. And once we have completed an incinerator that burns at a high enough temperature, we'll be able to cremate the remains.
Appreciate that. I feel a sense of duty to make sure that she receives the proper right, or better than me.
Yes, it is the honourable thing to do. And whilst we're on this conversation, and that of sharing the things of import, whilst we are travelling to our next destination, which I know is not far, could you all please decide on what you would want done with your remains? I will document it and make sure that we have an appropriate setup in place for once we all die. Respectfully, of course.
I don't think you'll need to worry about mine.
I would like the same as Veronica wants. I would like you all to wear fancy dress.
Both, and Malice starts making notes as Tink starts talking. When you say fancy dress, do you mean? And she'll kind of point to Derendil and his fancy garb, or
no,
do you mean? And she'll point to her weird skull mask.
You want us to dress up as gelatinous cubes and stuff?
Yeah, like you're a dwarf, so dress as something that you're not, like a drow or a gelatinous cube or a furbolg.
Question. Just so I understand the implications of this. Well, I was actually wondering if maybe Derendil could dress as Tink, because I think the size would be quite humorous.
Aye.
Yeah.
Derendil's like,
No, nothing would bring my departed soul more joy than to see yourselves humiliate each other and experience, to a degree, my sense of body dysmorphia. In my.
I mean, it's not how elves do it, but your traditions, I'll happily oblige.
Naturally, I believe you should. Your fancy dress should be Stool, and Stool should dress as you.
Oh, I will start working on the outfit right away. And there's a weird, this is again the most joy you've ever seen, Malice feel. The idea of a little drow stool is. Mwah.
Well, I'm pleased to give you the idea.
What would that be?
I thought it was the planning a funeral.
A drawing of a drow face, taped onto it.
She'd put the little skull mask on him. You dress him in black and just go around and just look really sad.
All in like heavy black eyeliner.
Yeah. But please, the rest of you, if you don't know off the top of your head, do spend some time thinking about it. We do come up against various dangers, and
Aye, well, I would want the same as Winifred. It is tradition amongst my people that we are cremated and then our ashes are used to strengthen a blade that we give to our next of kin. I would like mine to go to my daughter in Godful.
If you have any designs on the blade, please do let us know.
The important thing is that my ashes are in it. Makes it a stronger blade. And it means I'm always with her if I die.
Mouse is again making notes about okay, so actually strengthen blade.
Which is actually historically true. So apparently some of the Vikings and some of the Norse, they would cremate there and put the ashes into the blades, and it makes steel basically, so it makes it stronger. It's carbon.
I'm cooler than becoming a necklace or a ring or something. Also, when you've all dressed up, I want you to take me to my ashes to the Feywild, because you would not fit in there, and that also would be amusing for me.
Are you gonna leave us with like money to do all this? Like some sort of fund?
We do have a lot of money. You made me the party treasurer.
I would expect that whatever funds remain in the possession of that person would go towards their funeral rites, and then the rest would be returned to their family. Is that not standard practice?
Question.
She's got all our money.
Question: do we have to pay for our own costumes, or are they funded by the party funds?
No, you have to make your costumes, so the worse they look, the more arts and craft, the better.
I would say that there is a certain amount of party funds available to allow for the buying of fabric, but anything above a decided amount would be your own contribution. Does that seem fair?
Yes.
Aye, fine. Well, it's just be cheaper if everyone survives. Bear that in mind.
I do wonder whether we could make a skirt out of some of the old cabbage leaves. Barge? That could work quite well. Or wings. And she starts drawing again and trying to figure out this funeral outfit for Darendil. for Tink's funeral.
Darendil's like, well, I would very much like to be buried in my ancestral home, Melrinden Vane, in the High Forest, as you know. Apologies that I'm so big. I will be quite hard to transport, but
in one
it is my
piece,
wish.
sure.
Sorry?
Yeah.
In one piece, sure.
Would you be against us
hacking me up to be easier to transport? I mean,
well, I was going to say dissecting.
It's just a posh way of saying the same thing. Trust me, darling, I know.
Well, dissecting normally requires more precision cuts. I could do with the practice.
Like you just dump me in a bag of holding or something?
We could do. Do you want to be carted around in a bag?
Well, I'll be dead, I won't care.
That is a good way to think of it.
But if you deliver me in bits to my father and mother, they might have you, hung, drawn and quartered. I'm royalty. I know I'm very familiar with you all, and pally, and I don't make you call me your highness or anything, but
No, we've seen up your shorts.
I know. Well, you
Would
saw
your
me before I
mother
had
and-
shorts.
Would your mother and father believe us if we delivered the dismembered Quaggoth?
Well, that's why I'd prefer to be delivered alive.
We'll see what we can do, Darren.
Yeah, the reward will be huge if I'm alive. I think if I'm dead, it'll be, it won't be.
We should bear that in mind.
And I will be
Sure.
delighted to eat something that's not mushrooms. No offense, Stool. Like waves a little
With
kick to
that,
the eye.
Malice kind of covers Stool's non-ears.
Nubbins.
Nubbins, yeah.
I think
Which
it's
probably describes his arms and legs as well.
mine would involve a bit of a trek, unfortunately for you, Malice. But I like the particular idea of adorning me in the white robes and the like, reflective of the Moon Dancer, and then leave me in the open air somewhere serene and peaceful under the moon. And then
What exactly are you classing as serene and peaceful? Would I be able to set you in a boat, float in the ocean?
Well, I would like to feed into that natural circle of life where I'm giving back as I waste away, effectively. So, don't know how fortunate that would be, or
As
viable
long as
that
you
would be on
roll,
a boat.
then that is absolutely okay. It's only if you were to be, say, turned to stone or crystal that you would not, in some way, return to the earth. None of you want to be enclosed in stone or crystal, do you?
Not
I'm not
particularly.
sure how I feel about that.
No,
Malik?
I just want to be taken to the surface if we've not made it there yet. Then just scatter my ashes somewhere under the sun.
Okay, and she writes down rain, cremation, tick. A little picture of a sun.
Can I just ask? And Darren Dill sort of stands up again. Are we all expected to die very soon? Why are we doing this now?
Just so that I can be prepared. I would hate for anything to happen and not be able to appropriately conduct your funeral rites.
Okay, making me a bit nervous, but fine.
This is the first time I've seen Malice smile. I think we should indulge her.
She's smiling about us all being dead.
If you
No offense.
haven't got that she's weird and morbid by now, you haven't spent enough time with her.
Well, okay. Serdi hasn't said what he wants to be done with when he's snuffed it. After last night, he looked like he was about to.
Well, I don't think I've been closer, to be fair, but not really given it much thought. I mean, when I die, my body will become food for other things. That's fine for me. I suppose if I really could choose, I'd return to Shalmista, but be laying in the forest if that's okay. But nothing fancy, just leave me in the forest. Nature will take its course.
Do you wish to be buried or just left? You can be draped. We can position you in a way if you preferred. Would you prefer to be left to be eaten by animals or bugs, or for the decay to return to the earth?
Just to return to the earth is fine, or just leave me under a tree, I suppose.
Okay.
The order of things, the balance. Thank you.
And what about you if you're the one to go Malice?
We'll take you to Neverlight Grove. If you have nothing else, you can feed Stool and his family then. Unless you have a preference.
I can't say I've thought much about it.
That
And she'll
surprises me.
close a book with that.
You're so fucking weird. Like that.
Well, I guess it's good that someone wants to do that because, frankly, I wouldn't want to. So, thank you, Malice. Appreciate it. Okay.
We have an island to be getting to now, don't we?
Yes, let's get to the catacombs immediately.
Okay. You
This
set
was a really
sail.
practical conversation. We might drown while we're down there. Like,
I thought you would already be drowning, but you know, you had a nice little moment. Yeah, the morning comes, although it's as dark as it is every other hour of the day. Are you going in your big ship?
Yes.
Yeah. You make ready. You do receive, just before you leave, you receive a set of deeds to a building, to a house with an address. You also receive a copy of the decree declaring you citizens of Gracklstugh, and you set sail. It is a calm day. There's a light mist clinging to the water, and you head back to the area of yellow fungus across the shore. And it's quite peaceful. It's quite serene. There's a light wind. The ship's moving at quite a good pace, considering. And you come to the area. And we shall leave it there till next week.
We're all gonna die.
this episode had everything. It had tears. It had planning
Yeah.
of funerals.
I was, yeah. I did not expect most of that, as always. I thought you'd already be like getting murdered in the dungeon by now.
It had kobold on kobold action.
Yeah.
I was fully
Sexy
prepared.
succubuses.
Yeah, I was fully prepared for that turning into a fight with everyone. And it was all down to how you played it, whether you tried to de-escalate or just were like, screw it, or... But yeah, you played it right.
Touch and go there for a while, wasn't it?
It was, because they were all just, until they got ordered, and I wasn't going to give the order until the king's turn, but I think Tink got in just before.
What did you cast?
You cast the spell.
Protection from good and evil. It's touchdowns.
It took, did it? Okay.
Yeah, he failed to save. So
nice.
Yeah, and the calm emotions before temporarily breaks charm. So that was how you figured out that he was charmed. So it was good.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. The other thing with him was the way succubi work is they have to corrupt you in 3 ways, and if they get you in all 3 ways, you're just permanently screwed. And he had 2, so you did get there just in time. But yeah, that could have been a fight against everybody, and you probably would have been running for your lives, to be honest, if that had happened. But well, you never know. You might have killed the king. It's not impossible.
I would have been awkward.
We should
left the palace.
We should go back and kill the king.
Veronica's like, we could have been the rulers of Gracklstugh.
No, I just what that was if I can officiate weddings, that means I can officiate funerals, so I can help Malice.
Oh God, there's 2 of them.
I have to say, I love watching Ping. I love it. They go, I'm empty inside. Just love the way you say those lines. I love it. It just cracks me up.
Oh, I love her. Please don't kill her.
I'm not going to do it on purpose.
I'm dead inside.
Has everyone had a look, by the way, at their new abilities? Has anyone got any questions?
I'm very happy with mine, man.
I
Is it
love
all right?
mine.
Waiting for the right opportunity. But yes, very happy.
I do have one question. I'm very happy with it. It's very cool. It comes from, you said you put it down, Ambrose. Ambrose casts it.
It's not a spell. It's basically a massive smelly fart.
That's what I thought, but it comes from Ambrose, not from Sturdy.
Yeah, it's not from Sturdy. It's from Ambrose.
Does it affect Ambrose? Because you put in a clause there about Sturdy, but does it affect?
No,
Okay,
it doesn't affect Ambrose either.
perfect.
He's used to it.
Yeah. Don't smell your own. Your own's always smell much better.
Everyone likes their own brand.
Yeah, I can probably finish the stream, but I can set up a little page to be able to test stuff because yours actually they all have some of them have sound effects as well. So
Tell him what inspired it.
Which one? Oh well, because Sir Didymus did Sir Didymus from Labyrinth, right? So when they go to the Bog of Eternal Stench, this is where the idea came from. He can't smell anything. And everyone else is like, oh! So I've given his Drake an ability to basically make a 10-foot radius smell that is so horrible that you have to roll like a con save to move through it. Basically.
Yeah.
But that's going to affect his allies as well, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, apart from Sturdy, who can't smell it.
And if you are in it or move through it, you have disadvantage on any sort of like persuasion or charisma
Smell bad.
Because you smell so bad for ages. So yeah, I did like it. It's stupid, but I thought it's a nice like it's got strategic control of the terrain, if you know what I mean. You can use it to like control the battlefield a little bit.
Erindil is the Ludo there, isn't he? In that scenario.
Basically. Yeah. And then Jim's been given something where he can basically
kill himself.
Do a bit of extra damage if he hurts himself. And Veronica's like, he's gonna kill himself, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. And he nearly did because he didn't read the bit that says you take the damage as well.
Oh well, I did read that bit. Well, I didn't nearly kill myself with the first time. It was when I went, I'm going to use magic missile, and all the bolts are going to do that damage individually.
Yeah, it's quite powerful, but the way I'm looking at it is give with one hand, you take away with the other, so it should balance out.
I like it. It fits in very well with the fact that he's getting into psionics but doesn't quite get how it works.
Oh, sorry, night, Davey.
Night, Davey.
See you, mate.
Right, I'm going to stop the stream. Sorry, I'm eating chocolate orange again. Thanks for watching. Thank you, everyone.